Good day, everybody. Hope you're all doing well on this Friday as we get ready to head into the weekend. Yeah, Brian, it's been kind of a light snow here most of the day today. So, very annoying, but we're coming to the end of winter. I didn't realize the clocks rolled back this weekend. It's kind of annoying, but that's okay. It means the gooder weather is coming. So we're here in the Caribbean. We're going to carry on with our Caribbean tour. We're heading from Saint Martin, where we've been the last couple weeks. We're heading up to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the weather is iffy. It says it's VFR, but it's kind of all over the place with clouds going through and some dark stuff as well. Just give me a second. Had a phone call, I had to send a text. Okay, so we are here at Saint Martin. Like I said, we're going to be heading off to San Juan. So the current weather in Saint Martin right now, winds are 060 at 14. You can hear them. A few clouds at 1800, scattered at 3500 and 28 degrees. You can definitely see all the weather in the area. But we're going to fire up and get ourselves good to go. I'm going to be putting in the route manually for this one, so we'll just jump into the cockpit and get started on that. Alright, so here we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire up the plane and then we'll let it warm up as we put the route in. So we'll turn the fuel on, batteries on. We get the first avionics up and going. We want to run the engine because we don't have a ground power unit, and we want to keep power to the aircraft. We'll get rid of that for now. So the generator's on, ignition will go to on, fuel boost will go all the way to on, and we'll hit the starter. There we go. We got props spinning. We got the pressures and everything coming up. So we're going to move the fuel selector into low idle. That's a new one. It's because I let it keep dinging through, I think. Alright, so we have the engine up and running. Starter will come back. Fuel boost will go to normal. Ignition will go to normal. And we can bring up the second avionics panel. We'll get the lights on as well. And now we can come over here and program in our route for today. Let me bring that up. So, for our flight plan, we are at Tango. Let's go this way. ST November Charlie forward, and then Mike will go forward as well. There we are. Princess Juliana. We're then heading to the waypoint of Juice. So it will be back to J. U. I. CE. Hit enter. And we want the TJ1, 32 miles away. Hit enter. There we go. And yeah, You got to pick the right one. It's one of those ones that are duplicated, northern, southern hemisphere. After that, it's going to be Sierra Tango Tango, which is a VOR. There we go. Sierra Tango Tango, and it will be not that one. It'll be that one, 111 miles away. And then it's going to be let me just check my Navigraph, because we're doing a couple things that is passing. That's fine. That's going to take us out to STT. And then it's the Chalk 4 arrival. So we'll just put in the airport at this point, because we are doing an IFR flight for this one. So it is TJSJ. TJSJ. All right, so there is our route. And our active flight plan. So if we go to procedures now, we're going to go to our departure. And we're going off on the BOPAT 2 departure. That is correct. Let me just pull it up. Yes, but we are transitioning at Juice and runway 10, and that is all good. So we will load that in. There we go. And then our arrival is going to be on the Chaka 4. With a transition at, let's pull up the Chaka 4 arrival. PMJ is fine. And we are actually going for runway 10. And we will enter that. And then we can come down and load that in. And then we go to procedure, and our approach will be the ILS runway 10. And for that, the transition will be at I think it's VECUG. Or Ramsey, if they'll give it to us there. Let's see what they give us. I don't want SJU. That's the VOR. There's that one there. We'll use that one. Minimums are going to be 260 feet. So we can come up to minimums. Oh, it's not going to let us put it in. And we will activate that. So we should be all dialed in there. So the ILS frequency is 10970. So we'll come over to nav 1 and we will enter in 10970. Click it over, so that is now set. And on the let's go back to map mode. Okay, we're on the flight plan. Give us the navigation map. Oh, flight plan off. There we go. So 10970 on that. It's the PDF. No, I want bearing 1. That's good. And wind option 3. Back. CDI will be our nav. If I just roll off here. I don't know why it's got that extra stuff there. Rival engine Chaka for PMJ juice Chaka. Not sure if it's going to let me. Yeah, and should be able to do that one. Not sure why our en route disappeared. But anyway, that's close enough. It'll get us off to where we want to go. All right, so let's see who's around us. I know we got Talia sitting off here to the side. I think that's Nick over there. I'm not sure else who is around at the moment. I think we are pretty much good to go. So we're going to taxi out now and get ourselves ready to go. So we're going to pull on the inertial separator. We'll get some lights inside since it is kind of dark. We can get our taxi lights on. We're going to bring our view around so we can taxi. We're going to head out down to the end of runway 10. So brakes off. Here we go. Hope everyone else is ready to go. Alrighty, we'll just taxi down this way. We'll head down to the end of the runway. Once again, we should see all the peoples at the end of the beach. It's been nice flying out of here with the scenery. It makes the airport look really nice. And with the Orbex boats option for here, we've been seeing sailboats and luxury liners out there in the water. You can see the windsock there, very windy. There's nice private jets here as well. before we went live, there was a couple airliners that took off, so we've had some traffic out of here. There's been a 172 and Cap 10. All right. So we're here now, so we're going to go to 10 degrees on the flaps to get us going. We'll get the landing lights and the strobe lights on. Get the rest of the lights up. Make sure we're all ready to go. Avionics are up. And all the other lights. Switches are all good, and I think we are good to go. Let's just make sure everything else is set. Barometer is set. And transponder is good. All right. We're going to bring the fuel up to flight idle. You can hear the engine coming up. Propeller fully forward. Let's take position. So on takeoff, once we get up and going, we're going to make an immediate turn to the right to avoid the mountain at the end of the runway. We're on a departure that requires a certain minimum for cloud level, but we have that. There's the people all lined up on the beach to watch us go. There's everybody coming out. I'll just move forward to give everybody room. Oh, that is interesting. I think you're dragging your tail on the ground, Kevin. I'm gonna have to get the proper model loaded in for the DC3. Brian, it's the inertial separator. What it does is it changes the air intake to a temporary one that's higher up to prevent any loose gravel and stuff from getting sucked into the engine while on the ground. So once up in the air, you fire it back in and it goes to the regular air intake for the engine. All right, I think we are set and ready to go. Oh, we got flaps, takeoff flap sets, lights are set, props fully forward, fuel's on flight idle. Let's go. Puerto Rico, here we come. And takeoff power is set. .65 knots, easing back. Yeah, it was looking pretty interesting. There's the mountain at the end of the runway there. We do want to try to avoid. Alright, so we're going to autopilot on. We're going to flight level change, although I didn't set my altitude. We're going up to 8,000 feet. We're going into nav mode. And I'll dial in 8,000. That flight level change going. Oops, a little bit of a misclick there. We'll go vertical speed mode then. 1,000 feet per minute. Say hi to the people down on the beach.
500.
I'm going to be slightly low, but that's fine. We'll get her climbed out. Yeah, it was looking interesting. Not sure. It was showing you as a DC-6 earlier. You must have reloaded or something, and then you came in as that Boeing. Alright. So let's get our vertical speed up a little bit more. We can, come on, stop with that. We can definitely go up to 1500. Alright, so flaps are up. And we're making our climb. All right, 3,000 feet. Still climbing out pretty good. We're going to drop the climb rate down to 1,200. I got no idea. Alright, so now that we're up, we can put the inertial separator back in, turn off the landing lights. And we'll get a little bit of music going. In the background as we fly out on our departure. We're going to bring the props back now to 1800. And the climb rate down to 1,000 feet per minute. Nice to see everybody back here. Oh, it is showing DC3, so that's good. Yeah, I saw your livery for it, Kevin, and I see it's up on flightsim.to. I'll get that as well, and I'll get the model so that it shows up properly. It's 5,000 feet. And we're going to be making the turn towards Juice in a minute. So I hope you're all excited for tomorrow's special stream. Our 350 subscriber special. Doing part of the Island Hopper flight that United Airlines does. Hello, Janet Parsons. How are you today? So it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to take us on 5 legs. We're kind of recreating the part that the second pilot duo do. So the flight leaves out of Hawaii at like 4 in the morning. And it's a 5-hour leg to the first airport. At which point the air crew switch over and the second crew take over. And that's what we're going to be doing. And then we're hopping islands through Micronesia all the way to Guam. Roughly, some of the legs are about 45-50 minutes. There's a couple that are about 70 minutes or so. So it's pretty good. So we're going to do that. The time they would be landing in the first island, I can't remember the name, Majuro, is about 8:30 in the morning. Local time. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start at 8:30 in the morning. And we're going to land, unload, reset for the next flight, load the next set of passengers, and then head off. And we're going to do that all the way to Guam. And that's basically what they do on these trips. There's no real waiting. They unload, load, and go. And they are lifelines for the people and getting things to the islands. So it'll be good to do that and do some island hopping. I've been to all the airports and checked them. Some of the islands are bigger than others, but they should be pretty good. And I went into each one, and yeah, each one's a nice tropical island airport. Obviously, Guam is a big one, and I think one of the other ones is pretty big. The rest are fairly small. And again, they use a 737-800 for this, so it shouldn't be an issue for us either when we do this. So we're coming up to 8,000 feet now. Oh, you did fly the first leg? Yeah. I wanted to make sure the airports were all okay, so I went in and looked, and they're decent. They're good. Alright, so there's 8,000 feet. So we're going to bring the props back to 1,700. There we go. And we'll bring the power back to the indicator, and we're set in cruise. Like I said, we're just at the tops of the clouds here, but it's looking good. And there's what's supposed to be a DC-3 down there. Too many models. Oh, well, hey, there you go. That's quite the legacy to have, or to be able to latch onto. That's pretty cool. Thanks for dropping in and joining us on this leg of our Caribbean tour. There's only a couple more to go, and then we'll end up back at the Bahamas, where we started, back at the beginning of winter. So it's been a good way to spend winter, hopping around the islands. Wish I could do it in real life. But yeah, for Medar saying few clouds, there's a little bit more than that. But it's all good. So we're going to be over water for quite a bit. We're heading up to not sure if that's part of Puerto Rico or not. I'm going to pull up Google Maps and take a closer look. Ah, okay. So we're going to be passing south of Anguilla. I believe. I'm just trying to get my maps lined out. Figure out where I am. Yeah, we're heading out towards the British Virgin Islands. We should pass over them, and then we run the U.S. Virgin Islands are further south, but then we fly over into Puerto Rico. Alright, so I know roughly where we are now. So we're going to be over water for a little bit. Yeah, the default one's a little bit iffy. It can be a little bit of a trick trying to get it to do everything it's supposed to do. Reaper Gaming over on Twitch, hello. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you're doing well. So as I mentioned, we'll be out over the water for a while until we get up to the British Virgin Islands. And then we're just going to kind of follow that little chain of islands into Puerto Rico. So this weekend we've got the 350 subscriber stream tomorrow. Sunday we carry on with the Pan Am around the world, around the world itinerary, and we will be flying out of Bangkok and heading to Hong Kong. And on Monday, it is iffy right now whether that stream is going to go. There's a good chance it won't because I have to go out of town for a meeting for the museum I volunteer at. So there may not be a Monday stream, but I should know by Sunday and I'll be able to let you know. Well, Reaper Gaming, glad to have you along. I'll tell you a little bit about the channel. Just at the really for now, although I do have videos, a little bit of educational tutorial videos on the channel. Right now it's just all about the flying. Community flights, we try to do our flights with friends, and I find it's a lot more fun to do that. We also vary things up, so we do streams with everything from small general aviation airplanes up to the big airliners. Streaming about 5 times a week, and all the flights are open to anyone who wants to join in. On the Discord we put in all the information, whether they're multiplayer or VATSIM flights, the airports we're flying out of, any free scenery that would help the experience, the times we're flying, and again, they're open, so we fly all over the world and in all different types of aircraft. I have done a couple flights with like one of the trainers, but my big thing really is either historic airplanes. We did a series in the Spitfire flying around Britain, or airliner type passenger operations. Haven't done much flying, although we probably will like break out the jets and fly the Mach Loop at some point. Most of my stuff is geared more towards the commercial aviation side rather than the military. If they do come out with like a good C-17 or a C-5 or even a Herc, a good C-130, even the Airbus, the A400, I'd get that because it's more my speed of flying, not so much the F-35s or whatever. Although some of the guys that do follow along on the stream will do some of it. Yeah, we have stuff coming up. We have the series we're doing right now. On Monday nights, we're flying the A320 from the northernmost point of North America to the southernmost point of South America down the west coast. We just started that one a couple weeks ago. Wednesday nights we're flying the Cessna 172 down Route 66 in the U.S. Fridays are our Caribbean tour, which we've only got a couple more legs left to go. We started back at the beginning of winter. We're flying the Caravan. Saturdays are currently the Twin Otter. We're flying up the coast of Norway. That's a shorter series as well. And on Sundays, we're flying the DC-6 around the world, recreating Pan American's 1950s round-the-world itinerary flights. But I've got other stuff lined up. I've got a DC-6 cargo run lined up that's going to take us through some interesting places. Just a lot of flying into areas that I've never been to and would like to go to. So, if you're interested, again, if you're into the sim and want to jump on any of those streams, you're more than welcome to. Let me once again, I'll just pull up the Discord. And we have fun, like when I'm doing the airliner flights, sometimes depending on the length of the flight and the aircraft we're in, we'll throw up some in-flight entertainment to watch some old classic movies and stuff from the 50s and 40s. And just, sometimes we just comment on the movies and the quality of the production, because they're pretty cheap B movies. And we've also got a little loyalty thing here where you can earn points by being active in the chat and watching the stream, and then you can redeem them for things from the galley and the meal service on board, as Mr. Oki is doing right now. Oh, looks like Kevin's breaking into it as well. But tomorrow we're doing a special flight, a little bit of a celebration flight for hitting 350 subscribers. And we're recreating part of a real-life route that United Airlines does in the Pacific. We're going to be island hopping in the A320 tomorrow. Oh, looks like the drink trays are out on all the airplanes. So I can see the islands. We've got the British Virgin Islands coming up. They're now on the horizon. And if we look south, yeah, I think that's it there. That's the U.S. Virgin Islands right there. And then beyond, under that cloud layer, out of sight. Hey, thanks for the follow, Reaper Gaming. Yeah, I'm not doing it for anything other than just having fun and really, I've been flight simming, well, right from the beginning, a couple decades ago, and I love getting people into it and getting them excited and seeing it and being active and everything. So whatever I can do to help that, and whoever wants to fly along and come along for the ride is more than welcome. But I'm not trying to be the big flashy guy out there trying to build up a channel. I just do it the way I want to do it and have fun and just enjoy. But thanks for that, Reaper Gaming. I do appreciate it. Alright, so we got everyone in behind us here. Looking good. So we should get a good view of at least part of the British Virgin Islands when we get up there. Yeah, that is, Brian. I haven't had a sandwich like that in a long time. Looks good, though. Ah, you're in the military. What country are you with? I'm retired Canadian Army myself. So. Oh, you're working tomorrow, Okie? Oh, that's too bad. Do you usually work on weekends? I can't remember. Yeah, this is kind of my retirement hobby is doing the flight sim stuff, or one of them anyway. So. Ah, cool. Yeah, I've been down and done some work with your guys a few times over the years. I was an MP for over 30 years. Yeah, I wish you could be there, but, you know, making a living and being able to buy food and pay your rent's more important, right? There'll be more. I've got one already in mind when we hit 500. So hopefully you'll be around for that one. Okay, so you got caught up on it. Oh well. There'll be many more flights. So this is quite the haul over the water. Not uncommon for this airplane down here, but single engine way out here over the water. Interesting. Yeah, it was the Air Force in Kuwait, but I know we had some of our guys posted there with the air wing. So technically, up here we're all one group. Unlike we're not separated. Still, like you guys are down there, we've kind of got an overarching command structure. But I spent a number of times working in the northern U.S., mostly with the National Guard, back in the 90s, doing joint training stuff with them. Yeah, okay, this 30-second, well, it's about 22 seconds. The delay can be a bit of a pain at times, definitely. It's a shorter delay over on Twitch, but the video quality on Twitch isn't the same level apparently as on YouTube. Because I can, not that I do, or I have the ability to, but you can stream at 14:4 on YouTube, which is interesting. If I had a separate streaming machine, I might do it, but I don't, so I have to make sacrifices here and there. So the weather's looking pretty good. It's not varying that much at the moment. So here's the weather where we're headed. As you can see, winds are 080 at 15. Visibility is 10 miles. Few at 4,300, 27 degrees, so it's nice and warm, and 3001 on the barometer. So it's looking good. And we're gonna, because we're arcing around to the south, we'll just land on the south runway, which is 10. 08's on the northern side of the airfield. Yeah, we did. Yeah, not unlimited beer, but there was beer available in the camp. Hey, if you're gonna travel around the world, you got to be civilized, right? So how many of you guys are interested in the BA or BEA 146? I know there was one guy showing some preview stuff on it. That's the Just Flight one coming in. I like it. I was watching it and I did some research on it, and I think it's a very interesting aircraft. A small 4-engine, really regional type commuter. I think it looks pretty cool. So we may be using that and basing out of the UK with it, and we'll do some short hops, probably out and backs in the 146. Oh, did he do the second stream on it? Yeah, I'll have to watch that. The 146, it's from the 70s, I think. It's a small 4-engine, almost a commuter jet, though it's more of a regional jet. Short takeoff and landing capable. It used to fly into the London City Centre Airport a lot. Shorter runways, but four jet engines, and all steam gauges, no glass cockpits. So it's old school, which I like in the airplanes as well. And it looks good. It sounds great. They're talking about a April release for it. Hey, thanks, Reaper Gaming. Yeah, you guys stay safe too. I don't know where you might be in the next few months. We'll see. But thanks for dropping by, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Yeah, so designed in the late 70s, first flew in 81. I haven't heard a price, Kevin, but I don't know. It just something catches my eye on it. It looks interesting. It's the same as for doing long distance flights, and I haven't been able to find it again. But I heard that somebody is working on a MD-11. And I mean, that would be great for old school long distance flying. So I might prefer to use that over the 787, but we'll see. It is going to have a working FMS, although it wasn't working in the I don't know if he had an alpha version that he was using. But it will have an FMS. It will. It has some assists for the throttles, which are kind of cool. And that could be pretty interesting. It just looks like a fun airplane, and it's very hands-on. Like, you've got the switching and the checks and the hydraulics and the electrics and the systems, and it's pretty cool, really cool. I hope they do a cleanup on the EFB that they have for it. But other than that, it looks good. He was pointing out a few things with some of the decals and stuff, like on the wheel struts and that, but is that what they charge for the X-Plane one? Yeah. That's expensive for an airplane. I mean, that's 80, 90 bucks. Yeah. We'll have to see. So there's the British Virgin Islands. You got Road Town, Spanish Town. I think that's an airport there. The rest of the islands through here. And then we come out this way. And there's a border where these islands eventually turn over and they become part of Puerto Rico. Yeah. I mean, the 737 will be nice. That's kind of the next big one coming out. So I think there's a huge, there's the U.S. Virgin Islands just off under the horizon. There's a huge demand for it. So I think you're going to see the floodgates start to open with the 737. It's going to be a very popular one. So how you liking the DC-3, Kevin? Oh, I think I'm gonna make tacos for dinner today. Got a hankering. Beautiful day down here in the Caribbean. We've left Saint Martin. It's cleared up. Yeah, that's apparently a hard thing for them to do, is get that feeling of mass into the aircraft. The DC-6 has it. When you get that thing loaded up, oh man, you can feel it as you very slow to accelerate, and feels heavy when you take off. But I don't know, some of them don't seem to be able to get that right, but it's nice that it's working for you. I used to have a DC-3 for, I think it was FSX. It might have been 98, but I'm sure it was FSX. Had a DC-3 for that one, which was a lot of fun as well. Flying along the islands here. So we don't really have much of oh, okay, I see now why it oh, interesting. So we're on the Chaka 4 arrival, but the Chaka 4 arrival actually starts at Saint Martin Airport. That's why it took out my intermediate waypoint. Ah, interesting. Okay. Alright, so it wants us at 1,500 feet when we intercept. But we're going to have to be higher than that when we come in. So, we're probably going to want to stay at about 3,000 or so. But we got to watch because the MSA south of the airport is 5,400. So I think they got mountains and stuff in the area. Yeah, I haven't done tacos in a while. So just looking at Puerto Rico, where we are. We're into the top end of the U.S. Virgin Islands. This is Charlotte MLA on the island of St. Thomas. It's the airport there. So it looks like the U.S. Virgin Islands span from that island in the south up to these northern parts here. And then out here is where we gotta start getting into some other islands and then over to Puerto Rico. So there's an F-16 sitting down there. Yeah, there's a few of us here, Okie. It's not bad. Yeah, and always fun to fly with other people, I find. So Nick's right over top of the island, heading up to the waypoint, which is up here, which, because I put in the thing, it kicked it out. But I'm kind of on a direct course up to Chaka right now, so. It's all good. A lot of boats down here. Some of the other islands. Looks like we're heading into a cloud layer again. I don't know. Probably. Yeah, there's one right there, Brian. He's running. Well, it's the same as the state of Virginia, how Virginia got its name. Which was named after the supposedly virgin Queen Elizabeth I. heading to Cuba. We did Cuba. I was on part of our run. I think we flew into Havana, if I remember right. Let me go back and take a look at the thing. Yeah, on our second leg, we flew from Key West down to Havana, and then from Havana down to Grand Cayman. So, yeah, we went to Cuba. Never been to Cuba myself. It's a great view down to the islands there. We're heading this way. We got a 747 sitting over at Puerto Rico in San Juan.
I can tell you we've been stuck in our house long enough to know that every corner could use a redo. Isn't it nice to know that a FlexiLine can help you do that? Maybe it's
28 degrees, nice and warm.
company you've had your eye on. Find out why Canadians have been trusting Capital Direct for 25 years. Could you use 200,000, 500, 1 million, or even 3? Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL to see what's available to you.
Yeah, I would assume so, given you know, it's Cuban airspace right on the other side of that fence line. We got the thumpy music going on in the background now. My dance music album has come up. All right, Okie. Thanks much. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you again next time. Another little airport down here on this island. This is Puerto Rico. We can now see it. This is oh, what was the name of that island? Saw the name of it. Anyway, we're almost there. We're gonna come up to this point and then along here. So we'll probably go down to 5,000 feet and then watch the terrain and work our way down. The intercept altitude for here is 1,500 feet, so we're gonna have to watch that. Oh, we do have a NDB we can try to tune in, so let's do that, see if we can pull that in as well. And the passengers are having a good time in the back. Now, can I tune in an NDB in this thing? Yes, I can. Not from here, I can't, though. Can't even see the thing. Alright, so it would be 330. So flick that over. Question is, which one would it be? Bearing? I have one. Chaka, that's GPS. ADF. Oh, okay. So if we set this one to ADF, set here ADF, okay. And this one, nav 1, nav 2, GPS. We want nav 1. That's it. Alright, so let's see what we get popping up on there when we get closer. Nice. I see Nick. I see Kevin. I see Talia. We're all still here. Excellent. Oh! Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much, sir. It's greatly appreciated. You didn't have to do that, but no, thank you very much. Yeah, Talia, I put it on bearing 2. I figured out the, I just had to keep hitting the button. Oh, 747's up. So the airport is on the coast. Alright, so it says 5,100 feet for this section, so let's go down and we'll get some closer looks at everything. So we'll set 5,100 feet and we'll head down. I'll throw the landing lights on as we do this. We'll hit why aren't you liking flight level change? I don't know why you're not liking flight level change, so we'll just go down to 1,200 feet per minute. And we'll come back on to power. Hold our airspeed. Turn the yaw damper on as well. Alright, it's enough of the thumpy music. Again, runway heading 101. Let's turn that to 101. There we go. And that'll be our runway heading as we come in. Welcome to Puerto Rico. Gonna pull up the map of Puerto Rico again. Don't know why I keep closing it down. So we're flying over Luquilo. We've got right here, this is the El Yunque National Forest. Fajardo. There we go. We're down to cruise altitude again. We'll bring the power back up. Alright, so we're going to fly this leg at 5,100 feet. As we head towards the airport. Of course, San Juan is this whole area up here. But here's our the MSA reasons, or these mountains and stuff we've got around here. Very nice. There's the, uh-oh. Oh, Nick's way over on that side. Okay. Got a little worried there. Thought we lost Nick. Flying Scotsman, hello. Good to see you. How are you doing today? Picking us up towards the end of the flight. We've left Saint Martin, flown over the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, and now we're coming into Puerto Rico for a landing at San Juan. There's the high point of the mountain. Actually, I think that's the high point right there. 3,416 feet. And I know that because it says so on the chart. So I'm not sure exactly where this is going to take us. We'll take a look. We're heading right straight forward to... Okay. So we're going to be cutting around a little bit. So we're going to stay at 5,100 for a little bit longer until we're out of this high ground. Then we're going to drop down to 3,000. And then we're going to hold 3,000 in until we get to VCOG. And then when we make that turn, we're going to drop down to our intercept of 1,500. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's part of our Caribbean tour. And we're coming to the end of it. We've only got a couple more flights to go, and then we wrap up. Yeah, mine's going straight ahead, tell ya. It's just the way it's turned out. That's all good as we come in. There's Nick over there. You can see him on the other side of the mountain there. And Kevin and Ty are behind us. Looking for the airport. Just trying to match up some ground sites and everything. I think the airport is in there. Oh no, there it is right there. There's the airport. So there's two runways. There's 10, which runs on the south side, and then there's 08, which is slightly to the north, heading off that way. And it looks like the 747 is on its way in. I'm going to be using 08, which is the longer of the two runways. Or maybe he's not coming down. Don't know what he's doing. Anyway, we're going to go back into the cockpit now. And we'll do a little bit of a zoom in. There we go. So both, well, the ADF is picking up anyway. Not picking up the ILS yet. Unfortunately, programming in this thing, it's kind of hit and miss on how accurate it's going to be. Again, default Asobo MSFS systems, not too great. All right, 3,100 or 3,000 feet for the next altitude. We're almost at the point we're going to start to descend. It's almost directly south of the airport, just before that point. Although we could probably do it now. I mean, we're clear of the terrain, the rolling hills. Yeah, let's start down now. So if I turn you off and then turn you back on. Huh. Interesting that's not working. Alright. 1,000 feet we go. So it's picking up the San Juan NDB. See by the fat needle there. No idea, Talia. I was kind of watching him going up and down, and I've kind of given up on following what he's doing. Alright, so time to turn the radio off. So, we got landing lights are on. Everybody in the back is all belted up. We're all good there. Fuel is still in flight idle. As soon as we get down to 3,000 feet, we'll put our prop into full forward. We're now picking up the ILS. There we go. It's now kicked in with the thin needle. And we just passed the airport. And the San Juan VOR is somewhere up here. You can see the arrow pointing towards it. No distance to it, obviously. It's an NDB, but it does give a direction. Alright, it's not reading the glide slope yet, but we do have the localizer coming in. Here comes 3,000 feet. And the power up again. As soon as we make the turn at VCUG, we will bring the props forward and start slowing down, getting ourselves ready for the final approach. There's Nick's gotten ahead of us here. Very good. So we're going to be parking on the south side of the terminal. We're basically going to come in. We're going to head to Apron 6. This is not the main terminal, but it's a secondary one, and we'll park in there. So it's just a little bit further east from Apron 3, which is the main, Apron 4, Apron 3, which is the main terminal building. All right. I think we are looking pretty good. Nick is descending. We're almost up to that turn point. I didn't know I had this extra one where you can come right down to the panel here. Interesting. Oh, there's Nick making the turn. So are we. So we're going to come fully forward. I'm going to pull the power, start slowing us down. And we're going to descend down to 1,500 feet. There's our power right back. Letting the aircraft slow up. Putting the props fully forward is helping with that. Nope. Not yet. Nick's going first. You get back over. Trying to do that line there instead of arcing up and around, so we'll just do that manually now. I'll turn this over to that mode, which gives us our localizer. It's 1,500 feet coming up. Nick's ahead of us. Approach mode is armed. So she'll make the turn. Oh, she's really acting up today. Alright, let's do that. You turned over. Glide slope is now indicating. Yeah. Let's try this again. Approach mode. See if we'll pick it up this time as we cross it. Needle's moving. Come on. No, doesn't want to do it. Oh well. Manual we go. So we'll hold altitude for now. And we're just gonna try to fly the needles, as it were, for a bit. I should do it this way. Yeah, manual approach. Weather's good, so it's not too critical. And we'll just start our descent when we hit the glide slope and then just fly it down from there. Alright, we got glide slope movement, so first notch of flaps now going in. Speed's coming back. And down we go. I switched over to localizer on the thing and put in approach mode. Didn't want to do it. That's fine. We'll go manual. So I'm gonna trim for about 85 knots for the descent. And we'll just fly it down manually. Outer marker. Bit windy, Nick? Okay. Well, it was saying 15. Slight left-hand crosswind, which I can see as we come in, as I'm slightly crabbed. Watching the lights. I'm high. So off on the power. Let's increase the descent rate. Probably getting some bumps over the buildings as well. The mechanical turbulence coming in. Still high. Gonna increase a little bit more. Keep it about 1,000 until I get a red indication. And we're gonna add a little bit of power to flatten the descent rate. Nice causeway across the water there. Wonder if it's a rail system into the airport or if it's cars. Not sure. 2 whites, 2 reds. Just keep us lined up. We're getting pushed. A little bit more power. We're under power. 500 to go. No bragging, Talia. We don't need no localizers. Now it looks like a car highway across the water there. Oh, there's some bumps there. Looking good. Oop, don't float it. we're down. Thanks, Scotsman. Ended up floating a little bit, but not too bad. That's us clear. Flaps can come up. And strobe and landing lights will come off. We'll head down to apron 6, where Nick is. We'll swing up this way and then go to November 3. Take that around the other side of the hangars here. So let's pull the prop back into low. Bring the fuel back into ground idle. And there's Nick. Nick, are you not flying your usual livery? For some reason, you've been in default for this flight. Oh, there you are. Just got close enough and it turned on. Strange. And here we are in Puerto Rico. So let's get on board. Parking brake is now set. Should have pulled the thing, but I didn't. Alright, so props fully back, engines fully back. We can kill the fuel. Avionics will come off. Starters off. Fuel boost pumps off. And kill the lights. And there's the battery. Alright, we are here in Puerto Rico, San Juan. We'll be spending the week here. And then next week we head off on the next leg as we head back westward towards Barbados. Or sorry, Bahamas, where we started. So thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, when we do our special flight. And hope we got your A320s all lined up. And we'll see you on the island of Majuro at 1300 Zulu tomorrow for our 350 subscriber special. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.